What's up, everybody? So let's discuss which is the more photogenic town, LA or New York? The obvious answer might seem like it's New York, but LA has got some secret little spots, so let's check it out. So I recently drove my '67 Mustang out to LA to hike the Hollywood sign, and I decided to do some tourist photos along the way. And the first stop was Cantor's Deli. If you've never been to Cantor's Deli, the food is amazing, and lots of rock bands used to spend a lot of time there because it was open all night, especially Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses ate there a ton, and they actually have a booth dedicated to them. Another group of people who spent a lot of time there was producers and directors, and they spent so much time there, in fact, that they installed phone jacks in the booths, and they had their own extensions where they could be reached at any hour of the day. So this was taken from the neighborhood at the top of the hill at the end of the hike. And I thought this was such a cool view because this is somebody's real view from their backyard. And people really live here. And they're not necessarily like billion-dollar mansions or anything like that. It's just a regular old suburban neighborhood at the top of Mulholland. And I thought this was a unique view of the sign that you don't see a whole lot. This is the most common view from underneath the sign. You can't really get closer than this unless you kind of go off trail, but I had to get the standard tourist shot. So this area is about 3/4 of the way up the hike, and I thought this was almost like spotting a unicorn to see somebody painting graffiti in real time. I thought that was something that only happened really in the middle of the night. As well as this guy was just maybe another 100 feet down the way, and he was painting Dogtown. If you know what Dogtown is, that's synonymous with Venice Beach and the Dogtown skate crew. So here's a bird's eye view from the top of the trail of downtown LA. You know, this is a mildly smoggy day. I wouldn't say it's an extremely smoggy day, but that gives you a pretty good idea of what the city looks like from above. I purposely cropped it with a log and negative space just to show that downtown LA is really not that large of an area. So now we are in beautiful Venice Beach, California. And Venice is a place that I really, truly love. I've always said that if I had never had a kid, I would have moved to Venice and been one of the freaks on the boardwalk juggling flaming lawnmowers or something. There's truly a million characters in Venice because most of the people there are failed actors who are very good looking and very talented, just who happen to not have homes. So I think it's a very interesting melting pot of talent plus failure. And now to New York. I visited New York for the first time 2 weeks before the shutdown, and I'd already booked tickets to go back before the word was out that that's just not going to happen. So I fell in love immediately. I mean, if you look at this picture of the Brooklyn Bridge, the patina and the age you see in it, but it's still being functional, is so different than anything you see in Southern California. I've never used a spot meter so much as I did in my time in Manhattan. I mean, you're basically metering off the sides of these walls everywhere you go. This was in Central Park. This really amazing saxophonist was playing, and I didn't even realize that something that you're going to see in a few seconds was just to the right of him. This is my attempt at doing a long exposure, a handheld long exposure. This is not what I do, so I'm just farting around. Of course I have to photograph some people. I don't think this is the greatest photos in the world because I was just so overwhelmed by the city, but you know, I think they give a pretty good vibe of the difference between LA and California. This is what I was going to tell you about. This is the Husky that was in the movie 60 Degrees of Separation that Will Smith was sitting under, and I didn't even realize I was standing by it when I was taking the saxophonist picture. Here's another street shot. I actually kind of like this photo. This is a woman who I happened to be walking behind, and I just thought the colors that she was wearing were so cool that I asked her to take her portrait, and she was very happy to sit for me. You know, this is something you just don't see in LA, this incredible shadow light from the buildings. Anyways, tell me what you guys think. LA or New York? I think it's going to be New York, obviously, but there is some good things about LA, and I would like to hear those in the comments. Talk to you later. Bye.